Hey everyone, it is good to see you on August 22nd. Read through the Word. We are looking at our key verse right at the beginning of today's lesson in Ezekiel 22. And the Lord uses once again, uses some harsh language in describing His people. He calls them, well, let's just see here. Son of man. The people of Israel are the worthless slag that remains after silver is melted. They are the dross that is left over, a useless mixture of copper, tin, iron, and lead. So tell them, this is what the sovereign Lord says, because you are all worthless slag, I will bring you to be my crucible in Jerusalem. Just as copper and iron and lead and tin are melted down in a furnace, I will melt you down in the heat of the fury. I will gather you together and blow the fire of my anger on you, and you will melt like silver in a fierce heat. And then you will know that I am the Lord, that I, the Lord, have poured my fury on you. You know, as terrible as the burning of Jerusalem sounds, the idea is not to destroy Jerusalem and His people, but the idea is to purify them. When we read words like worthless and dross and slag and melt down in the furnace and blow the fire of my anger upon you, they are harsh words, and I'm not taking away at all from the severity of what is going to happen and what is happening to God's people. But we have to look at the fact that this is love. The love of the fire is what we need to look at. You know, when you and I go through hard times, and we seek the Lord, and we just, through prayer and through the study of His Word, we come to the realization that, okay, this is a direct result of my disobedience. It's the direct result of my dishonoring to God. It is the direct result of my sin. And I have to go through these consequences of my sin. And that's what this is. It's the consequence of their sin. It's all through the lens of love. There's love in this fire, because He cares enough to tend to them. And He cares enough to bring purity and to restore purity back to them. I don't know if you've ever seen, maybe you've seen personally, the melting of tin or metal, silver, gold, whatever, some type of, it could be copper, it doesn't have to be a high-end metal, but it smells, and it's hot, and it gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and it has to be hotter because it has to melt it all down. And it melts it into a liquid, and then what rises to the top is the slag. It's the dross. It's the impurities. It's the corrosion that drags to the top. And the refiner scrapes that off and gets rid of it, so that what is left is what's pure and what's valuable. This is what we know about the refiner as it pertains to metal. the refiner doesn't want to destroy the silver or the metal, whatever it is. He wants to recover it. He's not out to destroy it. He wants to recover it. And he knows the only way to show the true value of the metal is to turn up the heat and melt away its impurities. He knows that. He's experienced at it. And if he doesn't turn the heat up enough, what does melt will still have some impurities in it. He's got to turn the heat up. The refiner also sees the value, he sees the potential that each piece of corrupted and corroded metal has. An artist can look at something and see its potential. I think of, and let me go to this. The refiner values the process. And he shows his value and his commitment to the process because he has to stay over that. It's constant stirring. He has to keep the temperature right. And he has to constantly stir until the process is complete. If he didn't care about it, he wouldn't tend to it. But he does. He cares, and he sees its potential, the potential of that metal. I'm a big, really, really big Little House on the Prairie fan. Little House on the Prairie was a show. I read the books by Laura Ingalls Wilder when I was a little girl. And when the show came out, we watched it. And I'm 50-something. And I still watch it. It comes on in the afternoons on one of the old channels, one of the channels that run the old shows. And I watch it. And I love it. I love the innocence of the day, of which the time period. But there was this particular episode where the town was quarreling because the school and the church needed a bell. And the Olsons, who were the owner of the mercantile, the store, Miss Olson was kind of snooty and highfalutin. And she wanted to donate the bell, but she wanted her name on it. And then we had some of the more poor in the town. They didn't want her name on it. And it was just a big squabble. And it divided the town. The kids weren't going to school. No one was going to church. Until Tinker Jones spoke up. And what is interesting about Tinker is that he couldn't speak, nor could he hear. He was deaf and mute. But he could speak and communicate to the children, and he had them all bring all these broken and rusted pieces of metal and tin, anything that the kids could find. And he formed out of clay a mold for a bell. And the kids brought their toys, old buckets and cans and everything that they could think of and everything that they could find. And Tinker got that fire hot, 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 hot. And he made something beautiful out of it. Out of all of the little things. He melted it, and he saw the potential of what he could create. And he created a bell for the town's school/church. He was the refiner, and he knew the value of it. And he tended to it, and he made sure that fire stayed hot. And he saw the potential of what could be. God's our refiner. He sees our potential. He knows the value of who we are. And he doesn't want to destroy us. There's love in the fire. Even if it doesn't feel like it, there's love in the fire. We'll see you tomorrow on Read Through the Word.